What is going on, Grinders? It's Chief. We're in the building, and it's the weekend, folks. The weekend is upon us. It's Friday. It's June 23rd, 2023, and I am so excited to come and hang out with all of you yet again for another edition of Take Your Pick'em. Hopefully, we can come in today and close this week out very strong. I really actually like this slate. Good morning, boom, shakalaka. Welcome in the building, sir. So glad to have you join us again today. All right, we're going to kick it off with winning words of wisdom. And this one is actually coming from Wade Boggs, who played in the Major League Baseball. League. Here we go. It says, a positive attitude causes a chain reaction of positive thoughts, events, and outcomes. It is a catalyst and it sparks extraordinary results. And I love that from Wade Boggs. Just, having a positive mind frame, it can just really change your life, really change your outlook, right? And it can really change what's going on around you. It's amazing how much peace you can have. And I'll use this simple example. You go through the drive-through, for those of you that may grab fast food from time to time. You go through the drive-through and your order is screwed up. And so, listen, I know that may be a frustrating situation, but we don't have to blast the person there in the line. All we have to say is, hey, it looks like they got my order wrong. Looks like they added ketchup to my burger. They didn't want any ketchup. I'd love it if you guys could just go ahead and replace that for me. And you'd be surprised at the type of response you get versus saying, hey, my order's wrong. I need this fixed. Totally different. You're getting the same result, but you're going about it in a different, positive way. And I think people feel good. They feel respected. When you can respect them, if you put respect out, you'll get respect back. Put good out, get good in. And so I'm big on being positive, treating people in our community fairly, nicely, courteously. Maybe it's because I grew up in the South. It doesn't matter. I just think a positive outlook is something beautiful that can impact your life daily. All right, here we go. We're going to go over our recap. And yesterday did not go how I thought it was going to go. I mean, we just had pitchers that typically will not dial up the strikeouts. I mean, we had Mr. Irvin. We went with Cole Irvin less than 4, and that was on Vivid. And he was 3.5 other places. Not Cole Irvin, Jake Irvin. He picked up 6 strikeouts yesterday. That's an anomaly, folks. We're not going to see many 6 strikeout games from Mr. Irvin, and it happened against the Arizona Diamondbacks. So it is what it is. I just have to take that one on the chin. Same thing for Henry at 4. We wanted less than that. I think he was able to pick up 5 or 6. Snell at 7. We wanted more than that projection. I think Snell picked up 12 or so, somewhere around that number. And then Keller at 6. Keller finished with 5. Just an interesting day on the mound for these pitchers. At any rate, no excuses. I put out the plays. I'm going to take responsibility for the plays. And so on the month, we are 20, 27, and 2. Still time to get positive in terms of the record on the month. So I'm not really concerned. We're going to keep pushing forward here and everything. Well, right. Mr. Chris, good morning, sir. So glad you could join us. Let's cash some today is what Chris says, and I am with you wholeheartedly. Let's cash some today. I am going to give out this little tidbit. Now, this is coming from the prop shop, and this is coming from one of our resident golf experts by the name of Carnesio24. And so for those of you that are into golf, it looks like we're going to be targeting some under strokes opportunities today across the industry. That's Underdog, PrizePicks. I can't tell you which golfers to look at. Come in the prop shop for that. But at any rate, I do like, I'm rolling with Carnesio. Carnesio says understrokes. We're going to hop on understrokes there for the Travelers Tournament. So just want to get that little tidbit out, and we'll see how it goes. But Carnesio's a guy, man. He's really helped out the shop tremendously with golf pretty much since we've gotten started a couple years ago. So I'm incredibly grateful and indebted to him for continuing to contribute to the prop shop and the community in general. So thank you so much. We've got Andrew Martinez. Before we get into the plays, we're going to go ahead and take care of this question. Mr. Martinez says, good morning. What are your thoughts on Trout, Acuna, and Tatis all at 9.5 fantasy points? Well, the first thing is, Mr. Martinez, is I like to think about these matchups. Now I know there's some interesting weather. I think Acuna's fine, right? Facing Luke Weaver. In terms of the projection, let's go because they're close to DraftKings projections. Close, not identical, but close. In terms of the DraftKings projections, we do have Ronald Acuna at 13 fantasy points, roughly. And then you asked about Mr. Trout. We've got Trout at, let's see where Trout is. We've got Trout at 11. And then for Tatis, we have Tatis at 11 as well. So at 9.5, those are the projections. Now, let's do it this way, Mr. Martinez. Let's play that cue quickly. And then I'll get into a couple plays here. And Boom Shaka, like I said, we have the $20 protected flex for Flex Friday. Thank you, sir. We were trying to see if we were going to get the increased payout or if we were going to get the $20 flex. So it looks like we got the $20 flex, and we will go over that. So, Andrew, thanks so much for this question, my man. We're going to go through it briefly here, and then I'll get into the plays. Thanks for joining us this morning. So in terms of Acuna, I'm going to go to Luke Weaver here. Let's see where. So Weaver right now, I think Weaver's around a 19% K rate. Yep, 19% K rate, 50% to lefties, 22% to righties. Not walking guys extremely high to the right side of the plate, but we see Acuna here, 230 ISO, 413 WOBA, 13% K rate. And we're going to look. So it looks like Luke Weaver going to be throwing mostly fastball, cutter, changeup, a little bit of curve. Let's see what we're looking at here with Acuna. So fastball, Acuna is looking good. 197, 370 WOBA, 15% K rate, 12% walk rate. Cutter, we're still looking good here. K rate is not extremely high at all. And if, as you can see there, we do have fantasy point projections there as well, 12.48. That's based on DraftKings as well. We've got changeup. He's probably not going to hit the changeup as well, of course. Typically, off speed is a little bit different, but we do have 173 ISO and a 352 WOBA, 10% walk rate. K rate's just at 28%. And then we've got a little bit of curveball. He's probably going to hit that one okay. Nope, he does not. 28% K rate, but I'm still not worried. I think Acuna is fine. If he gets walked, Acuna has the opportunity to steal at 9.5. So if you're looking at PrizePicks score, he's going to get 2 points if he gets a walk, 6 points for the steal. That'll put him right at 8 points. And then if he comes home, if anyone drives him home, that's another 2 points. On Underdog, and I know I'm just kind of talking through it, he'll get 3 points for the walk. I think 5 for the steal, and I think 3 for the run, or maybe 2 for the run. But either way, it'll balance itself out. So I think we're good there. I think the next one on the list was Mr. Trout. And let's see what we got here. Now, Mr. Trout should be, fairly elite today, facing Kyle Freeland. And let's hope that's correct. So we've got Freeland, fastball, slider, sinker, changeup. And then we've got Trout here, fastball. Look at that, 250 ISO, 423 WOBA, 20% K rate. Slider, probably not going to hit the slider as well, which is normal, but still has a 280 ISO, 419 WOBA. And then you've got the sinker. He probably hits the sinker okay, would be my guess, especially since he's slightly a fly ball hitter. The sinker there, well, 31% K rate, but 207 WOBA. 207 ISO, 305 WOBA, and a little bit of changeup. Trout might actually hit the changeup okay, but let's see. Yeah, Trout, 400 ISO, 588 WOBA, 11% K rate. Trout looks really good today. Thank you, Boom. 5% stolen base on PrizePicks. Absolutely correct there. And then let's move on to Mr. Tatis. He's going to be facing, let's see, here we go. Tatis is facing Corbin, so he should be okay today. A little bit of change up there, as we can see from Tatis. Fastball, 31% K rate, but a 615 ISO, 606 WOBA, 18% walk rate. That is exceptional. The K rate's high, but man, if he makes contact, it's probably going out of the building. Slider, 750 ISO. Now, this is a limited plate appearance, but 750 ISO, 642 WOBA, 22% K rate, 11% walk rate. And then let's go. Oh, sorry, that was the fastball. Let's go to the sinker for him. No ISO, limited plate appearances, 138 WOBA, 20% K rate, 20% walk rate. That's only been 5 plate appearances against the sinker. But I do think these guys are okay. So, Chris R., if you like those particular fantasy point projections, I don't mind taking those today. They're all in good spots for the most part against pitchers that aren't elite. Thanks so much, Andrew. Excuse me, that was Andrew. I said Chris, that was Andrew. Thanks so much, Mr. Martinez, for that particular question. Let's get into a couple plays here. So right out of the gate, one of the plays that I like today, I'm going right back to the well here. I know that they let us down on yesterday, but I'm going back to the Arizona Cardinals. Good Lord, the Arizona Diamondbacks, but it's going to be in the variety of their pitcher. So I really like Zach Davies today, and this is one you're going to want to get on Vivid unless they've changed it. We've got Zach Davies. He's at 3.5 strikeouts across the industry. I caught him on Vivid at 3 strikeouts, okay? And so you want to definitely get that in on Vivid. When we look at what we've got this season, so this team overall, right, 24% K rate overall as a season, and they've got some guys sprinkled in here, 24.7 for Estrada, 26.6 for J.D. Davis, 23% for Conforto, 29% for Bailey, 23% for Crawford, 35% for Johnson. And then we look at what Zach Davies has been able to do this season compared to his last 30 days. So he's at 18% of the season, 16% for lefties, 22% for righties, a slight tick up here, 19% for the past 30 days, 18% for lefties, 21% for righties. I just think 3 is a touch. I think that's a good number for us to take the over. So at 3 on Vivid, we definitely have some push potential, but I think he can pick up 4 strikeouts here. I think there are enough strikeouts in this lineup generally that he's able to pick it up. And then if you can look up here, if you're looking at watching the show here, we've got him projected for 4.37 strikeouts, which in my opinion, I'm just going to lean towards 4. And so that I think that's a fair number. I think 3.5 is very fair. If he's at 4.5, obviously I just let it go or possibly take the under. But at 3 to 3.5, I like more than that projection. I would encourage you to get the 3 on Vivid versus the 3.5. I did take the 3.5, full disclosure, on PrizePicks this morning because I had some other opportunities that I didn't want to miss out on because I felt like they were going to get a bump. So sometimes you have to make those calls, but it's absolutely the best play to get it in on Vivid at the moment. All right, we're going to move on to our next play. And we talked about them being a disappointment. We're going to run this one back, okay? We're going to sit in the same game. We're going right back to the Arizona bats here. Now, we've got Logan Webb. Logan Webb's been good this season. I like Logan Webb as a pitcher, not walking a lot of bats. But also the Arizona Diamondbacks, they don't strike out a ton. And I know Irvin was able to get the best of them yesterday, but I'm going to side with Arizona yet again. We've got Logan Webb at 5.5 strikeouts. I want less than that particular projection. Once again, that's not an indictment on Logan Webb. He's been fine, but the K rates of this team, this is an extremely low strikeout team. They make very good contact, and I think they can continue to limit the damage today. I'm not worried about Irvin. It's one game. I'm going to side with less than 5.5 strikeouts for Logan Webb here. All right, and I'm moving a little bit swiftly because we took out some time and got in some stuff with Andrew. And Mr. Martinez, I may actually hop on those fantasy points plays with you. And let's see if we can get that joint sweat. We'll sweat that one out together. All right, so we talked about Davies. We talked about Webb. I'm going to go to another guy that hasn't been extremely great this season, but is facing the team that we've been targeting. But I still think the number is slightly too high. And so we've got Mr. Bieber here, Shane Bieber. He's projected we've got him at 6 strikeouts across the industry. I'm going with less than that projection. Now, we do have some strikeouts here in this lineup. I understand it. 6, we may end up in a push, but I'm willing to go with less than that projection. On the season, Shane Bieber, 17% K rate, 17.8% to lefties, 17.2% to righties. Last 30 days, 60%, 13.3% to lefties, 21.4% to righties. And so what I'm looking at here, I feel like Shane Bieber is getting too much respect. Here's why I say that. Zach Davies, his strikeout numbers are pretty close to Shane Bieber. I want you to think about this, folks. Just think about the disparity here. Shane Bieber is getting this because of name value. If Zach Davies was facing the Milwaukee bats today, I think he'd still be at 3.5. I think we're giving Shane Bieber too much respect. The strikeouts haven't been there this season. And overall, I think him and Davies should have closer or more comparable strikeout comparison projections. And they don't. So in my opinion, I think this is just slightly inflated here. So I'm going to take less than this projection. I know he's facing Milwaukee. I know Milwaukee's been a strikeout team this season, but I still think this team could give him problems because of his lack of strikeout ability overall. Every pitcher's going to have a game where they come out and kind of get rolling here. And I know Shane Bieber was able to have that game in his last start. I understand it. That's against Houston. Houston, he picked up 9 strikeouts. I think that's an anomaly. Overall this season, Shane Bieber's been 5 strikeouts and under. I'm going to side with the long-term numbers here. Once again, I think Bieber's numbers are overinflated. When you look at him compared to Davies, I think this is off. And so I'm going with less than 6 strikeouts, even against the Milwaukee Brewers. All right, folks, let's go over our recap, and we will get you guys out of here. And I'm so thankful that you were able to join us today. So we're going to go 2 guys for the same game. We've got Zach Davies at 3.5 strikeouts, 3 on Vivint, which is where I would attack. We want more than that projection. We've got Logan Webb in the same game facing the Arizona Diamondbacks. It's been a theme this season. I've been taking pitchers against Arizona, taking less than their strikeout projections. It's worked out for us. This team has been hitting the ball well. I want less than 5.5 for Logan Webb. And then we've got Shane Bieber at 6 strikeouts. We want less than 6 strikeouts, even facing the Milwaukee Brewers. The strikeouts have not been there overall this season. All right, folks, thanks for joining me. I am Chief. It's the weekend. Let's get the sweep. I'll see you back here on Monday. Come in with your pockets empty. Leave with your pockets full. Have a great weekend, everyone.